Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be making a simple save and load system so you can have some variables set, and then we're going to be able to save the game, load the game, and we'll teleport back with our player location and obviously our saved variables. So if we add some more in and we go load again, it goes straight back down to 9. So guys, let's get straight in the video. This is going to be a bit of a longer one and a bit more of a messy one because we're going to need a few things to start with, because we're going to need to be able to see if it's working. So, for example, what we're going to do is we're going to make a new folder just to keep it a bit organized. This is the same project I did in my last video with the bouncing text. So, let's open up this folder and we're going to create a new widget blueprint. So, right click, go user interface and go widget blueprint. And then just do user widget. We'll call this one, so bearing in mind this will contain this will just show things, so you may already have one of these in your game. For example, I'm just going to have a variable where it has some money that the player has that you can add to, and it will just show it. So I'm going to do a widget blueprint money, and we're going to open it up. We're going to go in here, just going to add a canvas panel. I'm going to go quick with these because these things are more like setup things that we don't really need to worry about. But then going to do a text. I'm going to leave it there, but we're going to compile and save. We will come back to this, so don't close it. We're then going to go find our first person character. So obviously this is completely default. I'm going to create a variable called money, because obviously that's literally what I'm doing. It may be for you like XP or time of day or something like that. Bearing in mind I will be probably doing a time of day system on a tutorial on YouTube soon. So we're gonna just simply have a money thing, and we're gonna go over here and we're just gonna say like keyboard event. Again, you can use input actions or whatever yours may be. One will be set money. We'll just add, then we'll get the money. Again, I'm gonna go quick with this because I want to show it to you just in case you guys want to set up something similar, but I'm not going to go slow with this one because, again, this isn't really to do with the save and load system. It's just a variable we need to have to actually save and load, because what's the point saving and loading without having that? So we're going to set the money again, drag this in, get money, subtract. I'm going to subtract it by 1. Now we go back to the widget blueprint and we go over to text. I'm not going to organize it. I'm going to go to this little button here next to what you change the actual text to. So as you can see, if I change it like that, it'll change it. Just click on it, click create binding, and go into here. So what we're going to do is we're going to cast to BP underscore first person character, or third person, whichever one you're using. We're going to get player character as the object, and we're going to get money, and we're just going to plug it into there. So now when we load up the game, it will show on screen. Obviously we need to also do begin play, create widget, and we will create the money widget, and we're just going to say add to viewport. So now when we start the game, that'll pop up on screen. We go 1, it increases, and then like that. Obviously it can go in the minus, and that's the realism of this epic game of debt. Anyway, so now we can go back to here, and we need to go into our save again, our save folder again. Now this is where the save and load system actually starts. So we're going to right click, we're going to click blueprint class, and we're going to open it. So it may look like this for you. Just click on all classes so you can bring up all these different wonderful blueprints that you can make, and just search for save game. You'll see 2 basically. You'll see save game and then local player save game. Just click save game, you click select. That'll open up a new blueprint class, and we're going to rename ours to BP underscore save game. There is already one in the templates, I believe, somewhere, because you can reference it when you're doing it, but we make one anyway because we want to keep ours organized. We want to know where everything is. So open up your save game blueprints, because we need to create some variables that we're going to save. So I'm going to save 2. So I'm going to save money, and we're going to change that to a float because that's what it is. And I'm also going to save player location, and we're going to just change that to a vector. We can also do rotation as well, but we're not going to worry about that because we're going to get the main premise down anyway. That's all you need for save game. So you can go back to your first person character now, and this is where we're going to actually start getting our saving components part done. So with your variables, not valuables, sorry, it's because I read money and I instantly thought of valuable. So with your variables, you can store these in a game instance for a more clean like design of your game. You don't need them in the first person character, but you also don't need them in a game instance or anything like that. You can simply just use them wherever you want. For this sake, I will be using them in first person character, but let's say you've got them somewhere else, all you'll need to do is just cast to them and do it that way. So for example, if your save logic where you call for the save game to be done is on your widget blueprint, like a menu system where you click save game, you'd have to do it in there and just cast to wherever your variables are, and then cast to your BP save game. So we're going to create 2 custom events. So right click, go add custom event. I'm going to call mine save game. Again, you may need to change this to whatever you prefer, but that is okay. But I like keeping them as save game and load game. So create 2 different ones, save game, load game, just like that. So separate them a little bit because we're going to need to have some space. Now, before we do anything, just so we don't forget, what we're going to do is we're going to go keyboard events, if I can spell. And we're going to look for a key that we will save. Sorry, I got the hiccups now, guys. So you don't have to do the F key or the F keys. You can do whatever key you want. But I'm going to do F1, and on pressed, we're going to save game. As you can see, you've got save game to slot, does save game exist? We will be using those later. So we're going to do the same thing for load game. So keyboard events, and then we're going to scroll down, and I'm going to find F2, just so I can keep them out of the way, but still within reach if I need. So there we go. Compile and save. So now every time you press F, this function's called. Every time you press F2, this function's called. Okay. So what we're going to do, first thing, we're going to go over to save game, and we're going to drag off, and we're going to search for create save game object. This one here, it'll look just like this. And what you now want to do is you want to click onto the save game class, select your class as BP save game, or this is whatever you saved this one as, this wonderful blueprint here that we made, it will be this one here. So once you've done that, then what you want to do is, this is where you kind of set your variables in the save game class. So for example, we need to set 2 because we have 2 variables that we need to save. First one being money. So we're going to set money, then we're going to go like that, and the target is the BP save game. Make sure you're not setting your money here, because if not, it's weird. And then drag your money. Sorry, I did that quite quick. And then your money from your variables that is in the first person character. It's a bit confusing because I've got the same name. You can rename them so a bit easier. So maybe like SG for save game _ money. You can do that to make it a bit more easier for you if you prefer. So once you've done that, you've set this. Now you also need to set player location variable. Do not set the player location from in here, because then what's the point in that? Again, you won't be saving it, you'll just be moving the player. So what you want to do is, so to get the player location, if you didn't know, you just do get actor location and reference self, because we're in the first person character. Again, if you're doing this in a game instance, you'll have to cast your character, then get the actor location, and it'll still work the exact same. So now we've saved our variables. We've called upon the save game. We've created a save game object, and now we're setting the variables in the save game blueprint. So we're now going to what we need to do is we need to call another node called save game to slot. So search save game to slot. It pops up straight away when you search save, and you have this just like so. So the save game object needs to be from this, so drag on to there, and the slot name, so the slot name will be, I believe this is where the game will save it, like, and remember it. It's a string, so you can obviously, I think you can use like arrays and stuff for like multiple different save names so it doesn't overwrite itself, and you can increase the index, as you can see here. But for this sake, we are just going to be overriding because we don't need to worry about that for this. We will just be overriding it. So I'm going to call mine save slot 1. Compile and save. And now that's all you need to do to set for that. But I'm going to add a print string at the end of this, which says, we'll say game saved, like so. And we're going to go text color, I'm going to go green, so we know it's all good, save the game. Now, we need to actually load the game when we press it. So at the moment, we've saved it, but we've got no way to retrieve that data and use it in another, or when we load it. So on the load game function, or event, you want to use a new node we haven't used yet, called does save game exist. Now, remember what you put here. You need the exact name. So I like to copy and paste, just like so. And there you go. Save slot 1. That's what I've got mine called. Again, you might have something different, but just make sure you're using the right name. Now we're going to go branch. So drag off the return value, just search branch, or you can press hold B, then click, and it'll do that. But then you have to connect the pins, and that's boring. No one likes doing that. So on false, we're actually going to print string, and we're going to put one here called failed to load save game. Now the reason we do this is because if it doesn't work, we don't know where it's stopping. So we want to make sure we know that, okay, if it wasn't able to find this, we'll print string. So for example, if you save, or if you load before you save, this will flag. Now we want to use another, we now want to, in my other one, I do a cast to the save game. So I am using off my other project. But without this cast, it doesn't work for some reason. But then with the cast, you'll see a note pop up. It says return value is already BP save game. You don't need to cast a BP save game. But for some reason, it wasn't working when I last did it, if I remember correctly. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm just going to have it in for this tutorial. If it works for you when you use it and you don't need to cast, go for it. You won't need to use it. Cleans up your code a little bit. Now we want to go to save game, drag off of this pin. Make sure you drag off this, not this one. So we're going to drag off, and we're going to say, or we're going to get money. We're going to get the money value because we now want to load the money that is set here. And then we drag off of here, then set money. And now we need to make sure we don't click this one. We need to set variable as this one, because this is the one that's in our variable of this class. Okay, so now we're setting the money from the save game, which we got from here. So it's basically, you get your save from this class here, you put it in here, then when you call it, you get it from here and put it in here, if that makes sense. Now, we want to do the same thing for get actor location. So we're going to get player location, just like so. And we're going to drag off and go set actor location, just like so. Connect that to there so it'll actually run through. Now, we want to do another print string and say game loaded, just like so. Now, I believe that's everything. I hope I haven't missed anything, because now I'm going to look like an idiot. So remember, we've got our variables all set, they're all saving, they're all loading. Now if we go into the first person blueprints, and let's add some money, and F1. So I forgot about this. I am going to leave this in the video actually. I was thinking about just like coming out of it and changing the keybind, but I'm going to leave this in the video because I find this funny. I'm going to back out of that and go play an editor. So it's a bit like this. Right? So if we add some money and then press F1, oh, it does the same exact thing. Okay. And then we walk over here, just like so, and press F2. We teleport right back here. It's actually really weird. So just give me a minute. I'm just going to edit my keybinds so they aren't these ones. 1 second. Okay, so we're in the game. I'm not gonna lie to you, I've done this like 7 times now because I'm an idiot and I keep forgetting to actually save the game. So anyway, let's go. So we got, let's add up to £10, dollars, lira, baht, whatever you want. and we're going to save game, make sure that pops up. Now we're going to walk all the way over here, and hopefully, there you go, we get teleported back, our money gets saved. Obviously you saw I was facing this way when I saved this way, but when I finished like that, when I loaded, that's because we don't save the rotation, we're only saving the location. So literally everything needs to be saved. And when you do the location, if you jump and save at the same time, you will spawn in the air exactly where you spawned, so exactly where you saved. So guys, that is how you do a save and load system. But I apologize for the mistakes in this video. I'm trying to just pump out some quick tutorials for you guys. Hopefully will help you along the way. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.